Hi, my friends. Welcome back. Thanks for taking the time to stop by our community. This is Gavin Newsom, the governor of California in the United States. One of the worst politicians I've ever seen in my life. This two-faced hypocrite talks about democracy and the Constitution. However, he tried to repeal our rights guaranteed to us in the Second Amendment. You can't trust anything that comes out of this guy's mouth. He is just one of the politicians that shouldn't be in government. He is ruining our country. Anyway, let's get on with this. I need to make a puppet head of him. First thing I'm going to do is grab my selection tool here. And you can obviously tell that I don't like this guy. I've never seen such a two-faced politician in my life. Can't tell the truth. Lives in his own little fantasy or delusional world. He just isn't a good politician, and you can't trust anything he says. Anyway, we're going to continue on here. Control plus on my keyboard. Need to check the edges here, make sure I selected all of them. Now I have the minus selected, I should have the plus, and I want to make sure I get everything here as close as possible. Now this is looking a little better. Let me select a little bit more hair, make his head a little more rounder. And this looks good over here. Over here looks a little jagged. I'll just come over here and grab things. Now I don't like that. I'm going to minus this one here. We have his ear, we have his face, everything looks good. Now you can see that whiteness, I don't like that. I need it to be a little more skin color, and there we go. Anyway, let's keep going here. He doesn't really respect anyone. This guy shouldn't even be in government. He's that bad. Anyway, I need to do some selecting and masking with him. You can see I have his head selected. I'm going to move the radius a couple pixels. Everything I do a couple pixels makes it look a lot better when I get ready to erase parts of it. So we'll move the edge back, maybe 12%, click OK. Next step is I need to crop this like that, and then I need to prepare it for its layer. Click on it, Control C, click my new layer down here in the corner. And let's just click it, and there we go. And then Control V, we can delete our bottom layer. And there we have his head. But it doesn't look that great yet. We need to do some erasing. Press E on my keyboard. Increase my brush size with the bracket tools, or bracket keys I should say. Control plus, trying to do this as fast as possible. And I don't like that there. I'm going to make that a little more rounder. See how nice it is? Makes it nice and round for you. And up here doesn't look that great. I'm just going to cut this back a little bit. And we'll make this a little rounder as well. So just go around the edges. Remove some of that color there that I don't like. And it looks good so far. Now I need to get rid of his neck and stuff and just really clean up the face. Make it usable. You can see there's just way too much here, so I'm just roughly doing this. I'll pay more attention to detail in a few seconds. If you want good work, you've got to really pay attention to your detail, otherwise your projects just don't turn out that well. Anyway, we're almost done here. I'm going to do a few more here. Maybe I'll zoom in a little bit here and get a little closer, and this looks great. Control Z, I think I was a little too close there. Control plus on my keyboard. And maybe I just want to get this area here, shrink the size of my brush since I'm getting in a little closer. And we'll just go along here and make everything look perfect. Now you can see that little bit there, it looks a little too dark. So we need to do some erasing here. Anyway, that looks good, close enough, a little bit up here. And we are finished. Now I need to crop this layer a little bit. Grab my rectangle tool up here and we select the head. Now we're just going to slowly go around here and just below the chin. I don't want too much of a transparent area. Now you can see I didn't select that properly, so that's the result. Control D to deselect and try it again. So again, I'm just going to go over here, go around the head a little bit. And then we're done, almost. Go up to image and crop again. And there we go. Perfect. Looks really good. Want to see what happens if I recolor it? I go to Image, and I'm going to color it, and that just looks too ugly. It looks a little too plain. I like it better like that. It looks more human. And that's fine. We're done. All I need to do is save this on my desktop, and let's take it into Cartoon Animator now. Brought his head image into Cartoon Animator. When I look at this guy, I just feel sick due to the amount of damage he has done to America. Anyway, we're going to continue on working with him. I need to click the head, and I'm going to make a morph base head right here. Let's have a look at it. Now we need to start running it through the process of the software. Looks good. Click next, and I'm just going to zoom in using my mouse wheel, and we're just going to put these on the corner of his eyes and do the same on the mouth. So we just click and drag and continue moving our stuff around. Looks good. Scroll out like this. Everything looks fine. We go to next. Now we need to start paying attention to detail. We have the face here. Move this just to about the center here, and move this over, and just make sure it just goes around the outline of the face, just below the ear. Bring this down to here, just inside the line, and bring this over to the other ear, and we'll bring this to the top of his ear. That looks good. Zoom in. Need to pay a little more closer attention as we're working here. His eyebrow is here and here. Now I didn't want to move that, so I can just move it back like this, and we want our little green dot here to move here, and just continue moving it to where we need it to be. Okay, looks good so far. You can see here this just went too far over. Software must have fell asleep when it was doing its job. And we want to move the eye up here. Takes on average about 10 to 15 minutes to rig a character, depending on how much detail you want to put into it or how close you want it to be. There's the eye, looks good like that. Move that over, maybe down a bit, and then we start working on the other eye. So his eyes are different sizes, and you got to really play with it to get a really good result. Okay, you can see here, and that looks good, but I'm going to move this over just a little bit here and bring this down. Now I need to go down into the nose, click and drag it down, and we're going to put these on the edges of the nose. Make sure they're roughly the same line. Looks like they're straight across from each other, and that looks good. Also, the mouth is actually okay, but I'm going to move it down a little bit. Looks like it's a little bit too high, and take these green dots and move them to the ends of the mouth there. Everything looks good so far. Let's have a look at this. We'll give it a test right now.
Up, down, left, right.
Okay, the only thing we need to do is the eyes. I didn't like that, how that turned out. I'm just going to move that up a little bit and repeat the process on the other side. And also bring this one down and this one down as well. Anyway, let's have another look at that. Scroll it out again and see if it looks any better.
Up, down, left, right.
Okay, that looks a lot better than what it did. So now we're going to continue on. We're going to click next, and it's going to give us some facial profiles here. This is all fine. Maybe I'll just move this down to 9, bring it down a notch, and then click OK. This will finish our head sprite. Next thing we need to do is go and reset our Windows default workspace and go back to the main stage. Now we have our head. I can click on it and save it. So I'm just going to scale it up a little bit here. Go to Actor tab, go to Head, and Custom. Go to Head, and our world leaders, you can see I have many here. Click the plus right here. And I'm going to call him Gavin. And then we're finished. Hit Enter, and we have him here. Now, if I wanted to add him to a character, just go up into our Actor tab here, go back, keep going back. We want the templates. And I want him to dress like a politician, so we'll get moving over here. And here he is. He has a nice big suit. Out comes our character. Very easy to add the head onto him. May need to do a few minor adjustments, but it should be easy to do. Just quickly go over here and then go back to custom and then head, and we find his head here. So let's look for Gavin here, click on it, and it will add the head to his body. Once we've done that, we go into the character composer up here and make our adjustments. Okay, so here he is, looks a little bit too big. Scale it down a little bit. There's a lot of stuff you can do with this. There are custom sprites you can add to it. I'm just going to close these here. I'm going to go to my head. You can see there's all kinds of stuff here you can add to him. And you can give him like custom mouth sprites. If you go into morph eyes, you can change his eyes around. So you have lots of different choices here. But I want to add this. I'll just show you what it looks like. So we'll just change this. Wow, it doesn't look weird. It looks like he's been taking too much time at work. And this looks like he's just changing. Wow, just look at that. It looks really evil. This guy is a really evil guy. In real life, the things he does just astound me. The way he tries to twist and manipulate things to suit his purpose, this guy is horrible. I hope he doesn't get elected again. Anyway, you can look here, and you can see you can add these, but these don't really match. Lots of different things you can do. You can play around with this and choose it yourself if you have this software. Anyway, that's it for me. There's our Gavin Newsom. He is finished. And hopefully I'll have his video done next week. I will talk about the things he says and then contradict everything he says and just show you what an untrustworthy politician this guy is. When you want to talk about corruption and dishonesty, you can take a look at this guy. This guy is #1 in the world for what he does. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.